I'm Thomas Reiner, the Lean Farmer. Welcome to another short video from Farming Outside the Box. So in the past, I've made videos that looked at the waste of round bales, and I pointed out the waste in that process, and I had a lot of farmers get upset about that, and I pointed out the waste in the square bale process, and I've had folks get upset about that, and I've even pointed out the waste in tractors, and sometimes people get upset about that. But there's a big difference between something that's value added, which is when your animals are actually eating food or drinking water or sucking in some fresh air and putting on some weight, versus things that are non-value added, which don't affect that immediately. And so today I'm going to point out the waste in fencing. So the first thing you got to do is build the fence. And there's lots of work that goes into building a fence, especially a good fence, and that is not value added. And then there are all types of fence. You got high tensile fence, you have wooden fence, you had woven wire fence, you have cattle panels and hog panels, you have fencing that has electricity on it. The hog panels are some of my favorites. You've got combinations of electric fence. You've got tape fence. And there's all sorts of barbed wire fence is obviously a famous type of fence. And then as soon as you have a fence, you have to have a way to get through it. So you have to have gaps in fences. You have to have gates for fences, and there's all types of gates, metal gates, wooden gates, different sizes of gates. You have to install those gates. And then, of course, as soon as you get the fence up, then nature takes its course and everything starts to take over and grow up on the fence. And then you have to spend tons of time trying to keep your fences clear, whether you spray them, you weed eat them, and there's all sorts of stuff that people use to try to keep the fences clear. And then, of course, if you spray it, it kills it. And then over time, your fences start to degrade. They'll break. Pieces of them fall apart. You see it with a lot of wooden fences, but a lot of your metal fences or your metal wire, they break and people try to patch them back together. Of course, trees fall on them. And it doesn't really matter what happens. Your fences are always degrading. And then farmers are famous for coming up with every which way they can possibly keep something tied together and working. All of that is non-value added and waste. And there you have it. It doesn't matter what process you have. There's going to be some waste in it. The key is to identify that waste and always look for ways to improve it. You might not know how to improve it at the time, but if you can see the waste, then eventually you'll come up with a way to make it better. Thanks again for watching another short video from Farming Outside the Box.